good attendance at Hayes Lane, where the last time I checked it was 32 degrees Celsius. And as the point has been made in the build-up here, not ideal, I guess, playing on an artificial surface on a day like this, because it'll just bounce straight back off it, won't it, off the rubber. Michael Cheek, so important to this Bromley side and has been for so long now. 2 goals in his last 3 games. Will he be able to breach what has been such a solid, resolute Maidenhead back line of late? Andy Woodman, delighted with his side's performance at Altrincham last weekend, described it as excellent. Was particularly impressed with his goalkeeper, Grant Smith, who had an excellent game. He's been the busiest keeper in the National League this season. Grant Smith, more saves he averages per game than any other keeper. Bromley, in such an open promotion race, are aiming to do something special. Interesting to hear a historian saying to Jeff Brazier before the game that he thinks they can be an EFL side within the next 3 to 4 years. It's Pasley's ball over. Blocked by Zico Azare. Gonna get some service into Michael Cheek, such a threat, the number 9. Pasley with the knockdown, and here is Cheek! Right on cue. Good finish. First sight to goal that he's had. So clinical at this level, so efficient at this level. There's his 3rd of the season, 1-0 Bromley.
Yeah, signed, sealed and delivered there by Michael Cheek. It's the diagonal ball they've played a few times, but they haven't hit the quality for this head back to be hit into Michael Cheek. But his awareness to be in the right place at the right time is always there, looking over his shoulder. Pasley wins that header again, but this time he finally finds Michael Cheek. And that's a brilliant, brilliant finish there from a brilliant striker. The quick touch and the quick shot can't allow a quality keeper like Craig Ross to set himself at all. But the ball's finally come off for Bromley. A well-taken goal, maybe against the run of play, but you got an instinct goal scorer in Michael Cheek that don't miss those chances.
Oh, that's a lovely ball to Louis Dennis. Just hesitated for a fraction of a second, didn't he?
Great ball through there, and I really thought if he gets your first touch right, you're going to make it 2-0. Dennis and Cheek and Corey Whiteley, and then he just sprinkled it with the young, energetic players that are coming in on loan and the young players that have come through the academy. It's a great balance here.
Woods with the ball over. It's knocked down towards Michael Cheek. Inevitable. His 2nd of the game. Bromley double their lead. He doesn't need many sights of goal, does he?
Well, he's had 2 chances and has taken 2 goals, Michael Cheek, and it's a big one just before half-time. I wouldn't say that Bromley have been at the races and been on the front foot and controlled the game, but however, when you've got a player in Michael Cheek, you can't afford time and space. And what I love about this goal is just how he sets himself, just to get that connection on it, but it's the quality of the strike that takes it across the goalkeeper into that bottom corner. Great flick on there from Corey Whiteley, and it's a brilliant finish because he doesn't need to hit the ball too hard, but it's a controlled strike into that bottom corner. Big goal just before half-time.
Adam, that little flick by Whiteley was so clever, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's twice now that Andy Woodman's side have gone into those areas and won those flick-ons.
In the line, he was on loan from Cardiff City. In real trouble again here. Louis Dennis it was, running through, but denied by Craig Ross. A set piece for Maidenhead to defend, and the header's on target, and Ross had to push it away. And Webster will hit one on the volley, and it's turned in. It's a 3rd. It's Woods this time. And what a good half this has been for Bromley. Certainly in front of goal anyway. I think they can play a lot better than this, but they've got 3 without reply.
They've just been clinical. Said that about the first half, the difference between the 2 sides. And you really do have to say the 3-goal advantage that this game should be over now. They have really struggled with the diagonals onto the full-back areas. And it's Webster there with a brilliant strike back into the box. It's back into an area that Sam Wood says, do you know what, I'm going to gamble. I'm going to be the one to get onto that far post. And he just runs off Ferdinand. See the first header there, and Ferdinand just gets caught ball watching a little bit, going towards the ball. And that's why the space for Sam Woods is there for him afterwards.
Totoloy with the throw-in for Bromley. Cleared by Reece Smith. There's a slip there by the substitute, Harry Parsons. They're in again here. So calmly done that, wasn't it? Louis Dennis gets on the score sheet 3 minutes into the second half. But you'd have to say, from a Maidenhead perspective, that was just far too easy.
Well, if you had said to me at the start of the game that Maidenhead have kept 4 clean sheets in a row and then they go and defend like this, I wouldn't have believed you. Because you have to say the defending at the moment is so poor. It's almost criminal. Experienced players there to allow the ball to bounce. Loco getting caught. But Louis Dennis had a couple of chances in that first half and didn't manage to hit the back of the net. You can't afford too many more. Cuts inside nicely there to Haviland, just on. And sends the ball the other way. That leaves Ross a little bit flat-footed.
Only Michael Cheek and Adam Marriott got more National League goals for Bromley last season. That's the second of this campaign.
This could be even worse if they just don't butt their ideas up. Quick corner just taken there. They were slow to react to that. And not too often I've seen an Alan Devonshire performance from his side like this.
Reece Smith slipped that through nicely. Parsons, unselfish. Bromley appealing for offside. But the goal stands.
Idris Kanu, Pritchard.
It's a lovely ball, so well weighted to Crowhouse. He might have gone for goal himself. He was really unselfish there, Crowhouse.
Because you're relying on the youngsters to try and pull yourself out of that situation.
Arthurs have gone for the return ball. And Arthurs has done brilliantly. Good save by Ross. Fantastic play that by Jude Arthurs, and really good reactions from Ross as well.
Oh, he's made a good influence of the game since coming on. Good energy about him, making those runs in behind him and Vennings. Again, I wouldn't say it's the best defending to stop at source for Maidenhead, but an important block in the end.
Bromley gathering momentum, 3 wins on the spin for Andy Woodman's side. This is a convincing victory against a Maidenhead team who have been so resolute defensively ahead of this game. 4 clean sheets in a row, but their defence was breached twice in the first half by Michael Cheek, the player of the match. So composed and clinical in front of goal. We saw a first Ravens goal for Sam Woods, one of their summer arrivals, also in the first half. Louis Dennis with the goal at the start of the second half, what proved to be a consolation scored by Chanka Zimba. From a Maidenhead perspective,